Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to Scrappy Sisters Scrap September. I am joining Jessica and Katie today for the prompt long title. And each day this month, they're both bringing you guys videos using different prompts. So be sure to check out their links, which I'll have in my description box. So you can see here, I am going to be documenting that photo of my grandson, and it's a very cute photo taken of him when he was about 10 days old. And I'm going to be using this honeycomb design. It's actually a hexagon or honeycomb design, any way you want to look at it. And this is from Saturday Afternoon by One Canoe 2. So I'm going to fussy cut around some of those shapes, and I am going to be using it with a pattern paper I pulled out from Pink Paisley, and it's from the Moonstruck collection. Now I do change my mind later on. I started going through the paper pad from Die Cuts with a View, and I wanted to get some pattern paper to use behind my photo to map my photo with, and instead I found this red pattern paper that I absolutely love behind that honeycomb design. It made the colors there on that design pop so much. I definitely wanted to use that instead of that black striped paper that seemed to distract from the design of this pattern paper here. And you can see how lovely that looked together. And at this point, I decided to just have a straight edge against that paper instead of fussy cutting around the edges. And I'm also going to go ahead and map my photo on this pattern paper. Now I do add my photo to my background using some foam tape behind it, so it is lifted off the page just to add a little bit of dimension. So now I'm going to work on my very long title, and I grabbed some alphas I pulled out for the month of September to use in my DIY stash kit, which I reveal on September 1st. I'll go ahead and add that video down in my description box if you want to check it out. And this is actually the second layout I'm doing this month using that kit. Now my title, I added, I believe, 4 different alphas, including a little pop of white. And I will go ahead and list all of the items I used today down in my description box. And you can see I also pulled out that mirrored word phrase, the word sweet. And I'm going to be using that as part of my title as well. So my title reads, "Sweet boy, you are more than we expected and better than we ever imagined." Now you can see right now my title is going to be very, very close to the edge down below. But I do go in later on and find a solution to that because I was not really liking it how far down the paper it went, and it was very close to the edge. So now I'm going to begin working on embellishing my layout, and here you can see I'm adding a little cluster to the top left corner. I'm just using some of the hexagons I cut out previously as part of that cluster, and I'm also going to be adding in this border strip here behind my title. I'm going to add in a second border strip to the bottom of my photo and leaving a little gap in between the pattern paper and the border strip, so you can see a tiny bit of the red in between. So along the way, I moved my title over my photo and centered it where I had a little gap in between. So I'm gonna go ahead and use these cork hearts right now and add one big one in between the title, and I also add one to the top left cluster, and I believe I add one to the title down below as well. So So you can see I placed my photo more towards the right of my layout. So I have that space on the left that I can go ahead and add a journaling spot. And I grabbed this card out of the die cut pack from the Moonstruck collection. And I'm going to just trim it down right now so it will fit a little better on that spot right next to that photo. So next up, I will go ahead and trim off a 1/2 inch off the left side of my layout and a 1/2 inch off the top. Then I'll choose a gray, I believe it's a gray cardstock, and go ahead and mat the entire layout on that gray cardstock. This way my title isn't on the edge at the bottom anymore. And I also wanted to bring down my cluster a little closer to the main part of my layout. I felt it was just a little bit disconnected being all the way on the top on the left. So this will solve both of those issues. So now that my layout is all matted, I'm going to go ahead and replace all of these items back to the top left. And you can see I brought down my cluster a little bit closer to the main area on my layout. And next up, I'm going to begin working on my journaling spot. So in my stash kit this month, I have a set of 4 frames that I really want to get used up, and these are from the Crate Paper Good Vibes collection. So I saw an opportunity here to use one of them, and I'm going to go ahead and frame my journaling spot. Of course, my journaling spot now is a little bit too small, so to fit in that frame, I'm going to first mat it on that gray cardstock. And then I'm going to add it behind my frame, and I'll also add some foam tape behind it so that way it's sitting a tiny bit above my photo. Here I'm working on a tiny cluster that I have next to my photo on the right, and you can see I added 2 strips of scrap paper in there, some yellow and some red, just to bring in a bit more color next to that photo. And I'm also going to add in a sticker from a Pinkfresh Studio sticker sheet, and it's a circle sticker, and there's some writing on the center that I really did not want on the layout, and the color does not go well, so I'm going to cover it up using 2 of those mirrored hearts, and that's from the same sticker sheet where I got the phrase "sweet" that's in my title. So next up, I will go ahead and add in a few enamel dots here and there. And I did choose a pale yellow enamel dot to use. And I'm also going to add some gold splatters just to bring this all together. And I don't add a lot of splatters, just a tiny bit around my clusters and a very tiny bit around my title. As you can see here, my title is very long, and I did not want to add much more to this page because I really do want my photo, of course, to be the focal point, even though I have so much else going on this layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed this process today. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up before you leave. And don't forget, check out everyone else I will have linked down below in my description box. And I am joining Jessica and Katie once more this month for the sketch challenge, and that's later on. So be sure to subscribe to our channels, follow along with us throughout the month of September, and they will be doing a video a day. I do about 3 to 4 videos per week on my channel. So if you're new here, please take a look around. If you like what you see, I really hope you consider subscribing today. And I want to thank you all for watching. So until my next video, bye.